Hello, this is Miss Anglade, and I am here to teach you today about how to use Cami. So, as you know, in my class, when you come in person, the first thing you're going to do is grab a sheet of paper and you're going to start the do now at your desk. But because we're not at school, how am I going to give you that sheet of paper? You have to go into this folder for Unit 1 and you have to go into lesson 1, and the first thing at the top is going to be that sheet of paper. So here's the objective for the lesson, and what I'm going to need you to do is to click on open assignment with Cami. So Cami is a software that allows you to open up a PDF file and then be able to write on it and annotate on it and do all sorts of things similar as you would do if you had a sheet of paper. It also has some extra awesome features. So, this would be your warm up, and you would read it and say which one doesn't belong, tilings, and then it says which pattern doesn't belong. I want you to get used to questions like this. Some of these questions don't have a right or wrong answer. What we're trying to see is if you can reason why your answer might be the correct one. And so you're trying to give evidence. So this is a hard question. Which pattern doesn't belong? So I have looked at the patterns and I'm going to, let's say, decide on this one. Then I'm going to say this one, letter D, is the one that doesn't belong. Now, remember, there are no right or wrong answers to this question, but I'm going to say the pattern that doesn't belong is D because it is the only one that has white color, and all the others do not have the color white. So you could have chosen a different one for a different reason. So these types of questions are here to help you see things differently, and it's a lot of fun to see why people chose different patterns as being the ones that don't belong. So then we move on to activity 2. It says your teacher will assign to you pattern A or B. I'll probably say students with letters A through with last names letters A through M are going to be pattern A, and people whose last names are M through Z are going to be pattern B. So you're going to read this and then you're going to answer questions and you can type your answers. It says in your pattern, which shape covers the more of the plane? The blue rhombuses, the red trapezoids, or the green triangles, and then explain how you know. And so you're going to say, in my pattern, I always like you to answer in complete sentences, including question. So you're going to write, in my pattern, the shape that covers more of the plane is the, and I'm not going to give you the answer, but I'm just going to write something down as an example, is the blue rhombus. And the reason I know is because a rhombus looks like it is made up of 2 triangles. Okay? And then when we have a class discussion, you can tell this to us, and somebody can agree or disagree with you, which is my favorite part of the class. When people agree or disagree, that's when we learn new ways of seeing things. So there's so many things you can do. One thing like that is that I'm going to ask you guys to do is called read and annotate. And so let's say I wanted to highlight something, and I have you read and annotate the question, which pattern and doesn't belong. And I might ask you um, to highlight things in different colors. So which pattern doesn't belong? And so I can highlight in different colors. I can write comments, and I could say, maybe for this thing, sorry, I'm going to comment on this guy. I'm going to say, this is an unusual shape. It made by 5 straight lines. Okay. Then I'm going to say, this is shaped like a flower, and it's made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight lines. Also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight lines. And then this one is made by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Anyway, so you can say different things about and write comments to remind you of why you thought certain things. You could also write a video comment. And so let's practice a video comment. It's asking me permission to use the camera. And it starts recording as soon as the camera opens, and I'm going to say that picture C doesn't belong because it has more than 5 straight lines making each shape. That's making a video. So you can see it here. And it starts recording as soon as the camera opens, and I'm going to say that picture C doesn't belong because it has more than 5 straight lines making each shape. So another thing you can do that's really valuable is drawing. So in some assignments, actually in the homework for this lesson, you're going to have to draw on graph paper. And so you can choose the size of the line that you want to draw, how thick it is. And then you can change the color of the line. There's a whole palette that you can choose, and you're like, oh, I need a thinner line, and so you can draw a thinner line. So it's really cool. You can, I think, even insert images. I haven't even tested this signature. Oh, you have to upload, draw. Let me see, draw signature. I'm going to do a crazy one. And so then it says upload, and that's like your signature. That's so cool, and I put it right there. Ha. And so there's so many cool features of Cami. So you should be able to do everything that you once did on paper, and you can actually do more because you can change the color of your ink, and you can also do audio and video. I forget how. Okay, I need to show you how to do the audio. So let me see. Text to speech.
Which pattern doesn't belong? Grade 6 Mathematics NAMEDATEPERIOD
Okay.
Unit 1.
So let's say I have a hard time reading. One thing you could do is you can highlight the text, and you can do text to speech, and it will read it to you out loud. It may not be perfect. And there's also a dictionary. So for example, maybe you don't know what this word is. Tilings. Let's see if it's in the dictionary. It doesn't seem to be working. Let me see a word that might be more, let's try there. So patterns, it found the word patterns. It says it's a noun. It's a repeated decorative design. It's a verb, to decorate with a recurring design, or it could be a noun, a model or a design used as a guide in needlework and other crafts. So that's a pattern. Equation. This is a math class. I'm going to ask you to be writing equations at some point. And so you can write looking for symbols like equal, or greater than, less than or greater than or equal, less than or equal, greater than or equal. Those are all symbols that you can use to write an equation. So if you need that one, I think you click on it. And right now, I think the ink is white. That's why it's not showing up. So let me change the ink color to green. Greater, less than. Do you see it? So equal. And then you can say, go back in there and start writing numbers, I think. So you can say 3 is less than 4. And then something else. So you can also draw shapes. So you can say, oh, I want to draw a circle. There's a circle. It says insert ellipse. I don't know why it's not doing it. Let's try the triangle. Oh, my ink is white. That's why I can't see it. Okay, let's try it again. Here's my triangle. Here's my circle and my square. Oh, see, I'm learning with you guys. So that's how you learn, by making mistakes. Thank goodness for making mistakes. Otherwise, we wouldn't learn. So these are some of the major things that Cami can do that I'm expecting you guys to use during class. If you have any more questions, write it on the comments box of this video. I really appreciate you. I can't wait for us to start using these cool tools and to see how much you know. Take care.